talking franchises here, bud.
All right, guys, I'm back. And we're going to finally put the Addams family to fucking sleep. All right. Hey, I'm Daniel Ehrenberg. I missed last week again. I went like 10 years of podcasting, never missing a week. I didn't even miss a week when I was blackout drunk and like was quitting drinking, going through withdrawal. I never missed a week. But last week, I was having the worst panic attack of my life again. Okay. So I had to fix myself. I checked myself into a fucking mental institution. That happened. I was there for 5 days and they changed my medication. I'm telling you guys, I feel like myself again for the first time in months. It's like a different D train. All right. I mean, the same D train you know and love if you do, but a different one from the guy you've been hearing for the last couple months. I've been going through it. But I'm so happy to be back on the podcast. Let's bring in a guy because I didn't tell anybody I was going to check myself into a mental institution. Let's bring in a guy who thought I was dead for a couple of days last week. Here's Logan Adair.
Here's Logan. That's the thing they do on the Addams Family. They like to do that.
It's also a Shining reference. And
yes, legitimately, I thought Daniel was dead for 2 days. It was very
so did our
confusing. I had no idea what was going on.
So did Shut Up Tim, which is our sort of co-producer. I decided he's co-producer, not just a literal.
He's
listener.
a literal co-producer.
He's a literal co-producer. And Henry. Remember him? Remember him? He thought I was dead.
We got Henry involved.
He had to get in touch with my mom.
Yeah, it was a crazy couple of days, guys.
It was, but you know what? It was worth it. I'm dead serious about that. I needed that shit real bad.
Honestly, it's crazy you didn't take a break in the past. I feel like you probably should have.
There's a few times I really needed to and didn't. But you know what, guys? I'll never miss another one again.
Let's not promise that. By the way, when you're getting checked into a mental hospital, are you hearing in your head, "Amy Mann, save me"? Because I feel like that's what I would be listening to in my head.
I mean, I feel like that song occurred to me while I was in there, but when I was checking myself in, I was just in such a panic, man. I took an Uber to the mental institution, and when I was in the Uber, it was like everything I could do not to just jump out of the door while the car was driving.
Wow.
And then once I got there, it was the middle of the night. It was 2 a.m. I dragged myself to a mental institution, and the security guy wanted to turn me away, and I was like, "Please just see me." It was horrible.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So they took me in, man. And at first I couldn't even get in there. My blood pressure was so high from the panic attack that they had to send me to a hospital to get my blood pressure down before they brought me back to the mental institution.
Yeah. They don't have a little blood pressure detector there? That seems
they have a detector. That's how they detected it, but
they couldn't.
They don't have the means to help me there when it gets that high, and so I had to spend that night in a regular hospital. Well, regular people hospital.
I'm sure I speak for everybody when I say I'm glad you're okay, Daniel.
Thank you, man. And I know everybody else feels that. The listeners are so fucking nice. Every time something like this happens, I come back to a post you made on Patreon with the nicest fucking comments ever.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys so much. I can't even name names because there's so many.
Yeah. Well, we could literally look at it and name names if you wanted to, but
I got texts from people too, because remember I used to give out my phone number
from Henry. Did Henry contact you at all?
Henry contacted me. Eric Nelson contacted me. Those are just the people I know personally. Eric Nelson, the former host of the Untitled Charles Grodin podcast on Patreon. Yeah, but no, I just wanted to thank everybody. You've been really supportive and cool.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Yeah. So today we've been doing, it feels like we've been doing the Addams Family for my entire life.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited that this is the last time I will ever have to talk about this family.
And only one of them was really that good, honestly.
I
Like the
would
first
say,
movie was fine, and I liked that one animated show a little bit.
fuck
But
off. Values is good as
I
hell.
know that's what I'm saying. That's like the only one I really held on to that
Oh
much.
yeah, fair enough. Like when I took the week off, I had watched Values before that week, and I went and rewatched Values because it was so enjoyable. But I had watched
Not
these
this time.
animated movies before I checked into the mental hospital, and there was no fucking way you were getting me to watch these again.
No, yep, no way.
Yeah. So today we're covering both those theatrically released animated movies from 2019 and 2021, co-directed by the gingerbread man from Shrek. And uh and then we're also going to be talking about the pilot of Wednesday, which is a show I think is so bad that I
Oh,
need someone to explain to me why anyone could like it.
people. I think there's like a young group who maybe hasn't encountered Harry Potter or Percy Jackson,
It's
and Wednesday is like their introduction to that type of realm.
I know, but it's so weird now. Like I was talking about this with Dallas yesterday. Like there's this thing now where like goth chic has become kind of mainstream, but it's all like watered down for the mainstream. So like what they're watching isn't really goth shit. It's just you can watch it as like a 13-year-old little goth annoying chick and like think you're watching something cool. But
You want
you
Wednesday to
know
cut
that
herself or something?
no, I just thinking like everybody who's watching this show should just go listen to The Cure. I watch Lisa Frankenstein. That's a more authentic version of what they're doing here.
Have you seen that? Did you just
I
watch that or
I
something?
watched it yesterday. Yeah, I
Oh
watched it
wow.
yesterday directly after the Wednesday pilot. Here's what happened: my food arrived. I ordered food during the Wednesday pilot. It arrived with 8 minutes left in the pilot. Okay.
Yeah.
I paused my TV, which was apparently too much for Netflix. Pressing pause. So they backed me out of Netflix, and I went back to the main
You might have
screen.
just clicked the wrong button. Why are you blaming
No, I.
Netflix?
This happens all the
Sounds like
time.
a that's a
This
that
happens
sounds like
all the
you,
time with
honestly.
my Netflix. It's not. It's. I mean, if anything, blame my Roku TV.
So that's a
But
thing when you pause your Netflix, it kicks you out sometimes.
sometimes, yeah.
That sucks.
And so there were only 8 minutes left. I could not bear opening Netflix again and finding the show and clicking on it.
Well, also
I
you don't want to be caught dead. You don't want to be caught in the middle while you're eating and then have to switch it. So I understand wanting to
totally.
start something new.
So I'd watched the pilot already when it came out. I watched the first 4 episodes of Wednesday. Those are all the ones directed by Tim Burton, and then I was able to tap out. And then last night I was just like, I can't do it. So I put on Lisa Frankenstein.
You came back though, right? Or did you just
No, I never watched the last 8 minutes.
8 minutes? The last 8 minutes are kind of fun. There's like a little kid dies, and then Wednesday's like, there was a death. Maybe I like this school. Kind of
Oh
fun.
fuck off. Everything's
I
a
like
murder
the ending.
mystery now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right, but let's start with these animated ones, right?
Yes, great films. No, honestly, these. I mean, we're not like
These are
animation experts or
barely
whatever,
movies.
but they're barely movies. First off, there are no real great plots going on here, but they're so boring looking.
Yeah, I know.
And we talked about early on, we were like, well, Addams Family, they're like real kooky. You can do some cool animation with like their weird little, I don't know if they have powers, but
They don't do anything. The one interesting thing I thought they did with the animation was in the first one, they made Wednesday's pigtails in the shape of nooses. I thought that
yeah,
was clever,
that was
but then
clever.
they didn't do it in the second one.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Everything that might have been good in the first one is not in the second one.
Yeah, I know. I read the dude from Entertainment Weekly said like the second one's like a real like notch up on the level.
What?
And I was like, what are you talking about?
I didn't think that at all. Like from any
Yeah.
aspect.
Yeah, me neither. All right.
Maybe Chloe
Let's
Grace Moretz. I think she's actually maybe better.
she's just doing a facsimile of Christina Ricci. I do think she's
Right.
good at it, but I mean it's nothing new.
Can I tell you actually? I've been thinking about it for like a month now. When we watched the original movies, I had the thought that Chloe Grace Moretz is basically just Christina Ricci reincarnated, sort of as like as an actor a little. And that was before I even knew she was in these movies. So I thought it was a cool choice that they got her.
Yo, young Ricci would have been a good hit girl.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of a Ricci type. I mean, it is kind of like a Wednesday type character, hit girl, a little, right?
A little bit, yeah. Just, but she's been through trauma. She wasn't
She's like
born this way.
edgy. Yeah,
Yeah,
not like
not
Lady
like a
Gaga.
guy. Yeah. Let's talk about this first animated movie though. Here it's directed. Oh, wait, let me talk about how it began. So it started life over at Universal. Universal had the rights to the Addams Family. And Tim Burton, before like 10 years before Wednesday, was developing it in 2013 or no, 2011. There you go. As a stop motion animated film, which could have been interesting.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But they never got it off the ground really, and then MGM was able to outbid them for the rights in 2013, which is what happened. So they hired these fellas, Conrad Vernon and Greg Tiernan, to direct. Now, Conrad Vernon is the gingerbread man from Shrek.
That's so
He-
crazy.
I know. He directed Shrek 2, which I think is the second worst Shrek movie, but a lot of people like that one.
They think it's the best one.
Yeah.
Maybe me included.
Okay. There's Monsters versus Aliens. He directed that. He directed Madagascar 3.
We got to do Madagascar.
Yeah,
I don't really
guess.
know it that much.
All I know is they sing "I like to move it, move it."
I like to move. I know they have some lemurs, right?
I guess I didn't even
Or
know
maybe
that.
one lemur. Julian.
And then he also directed Sausage Party, and he had a co-director for that movie. This guy Greg Tiernan, and so they're reuniting for this film. They're also developing a Jetsons animated series, which I'm pretty bummed out about because I really like the Jetsons.
Well, maybe it's
And
good. I mean, these guys don't have a
not
good
gonna
track
be
record
good. These
at
guys
all.
have a terrible track record.
It's true. But
Yeah.
well, I didn't know you were a fan of the Jetsons.
Yeah,
I
I
put that on my
watched.
list. I feel like I would like watching the Jetsons.
You should watch at least like. Oh, you should watch Flintstones Meet the Jetsons.
Can we do that or something?
No, I don't
Like,
think so.
why didn't we do that when we did Flintstones movie? Actually.
Because it wasn't like theatrical or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
I
just
feel
like
like
a special they did in the 80s, but I watched the fuck out of it.
I've also heard the Jetsons is like 2 seasons or something, right? It's like really short.
Yeah, it's a lot shorter than Flintstones. I think Flintstones around like 5 or 6.
Oh, it's 75 episodes actually. Kind
Oh, well, that's not bad, but I've probably seen every one of those episodes.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. So I did want to say that Greg Tiernan, on the heels of Sausage Party, got accused of pretty much everybody he fucking worked with on that movie of fucked up behavior and being a bad boss.
Like like inappropriate sexual behavior?
No, just overworking people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
I guess
like
that's not the worst thing we've ever heard, no, right?
well, no, I mean he's not Dan Schneider or whatever, but
Right.
he's not making girls fucking do cum
Massage
shots.
him.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
pretend like they're getting bent over while
yeah, he made
pitching
yeah,
something.
right, but he also made like a 14-year-old girl shoot a cum shot scene.
Oh yeah. Ariana Grande.
Yeah. But anyway, so this guy is pretty awful. I mean, I read the allegations and it felt like he probably shouldn't have worked after that, but I guess no problem. He directed both these fucking movies.
I didn't know that the gingerbread guy had this whole directing life. That I really didn't know that part of.
Oh yeah, I mean, he was on the animation team for the first Shrek, and he's the one who pitched the gingerbread man character. And it was one of those things where like they liked the voice so much in the pitch that they let him do it.
I mean, yeah, I always liked the gingerbread man too. So I guess I'm a mark for the gingerbread man.
Gingy's cute.
Gingy, yeah, he is cute.
Yeah. All right. So our writer for this movie, he only for this movie, they replaced him for the second one, is this fella Matt Lieberman. He's a Jew, judging by the name Lieberman, and but terrible writer, terrible. Listen to his credits. He wrote The Christmas Chronicles, which we
Good.
covered. Okay. He wrote Playing with Fire with John Cena, which we
Good.
covered on We Love Kids movies. Scoob,
Didn't see it.
Free Guy.
You like that, didn't you? Or did you not like it?
No, I saw
Okay.
it in theaters, but I hated it.
Oh, sorry.
And he also wrote Rumble, which was a wrestling themed animated movie that we
Cena.
covered on We Love Kids Movies. That is got to be bottom 5 things we covered on that show.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was Cena. I was thinking of Fernando.
but yeah, no.
That's
Fernando
Cena.
is a non-wrestling themed movie with a wrestler in it. This was an animated movie about like animals wrestling.
Okay, not good.
Yeah. All right. So the movie came out October 11th, 2019. The ad spend for this movie was $72 million. It was MGM's second highest ad spend ever after a James Bond movie. And the movie only cost $24 million to make. So it's like they wanted to put no money into the making of this movie, but they really wanted it to do well. So they spent a lot of money on the ad campaign.
I mean, yeah, I gotta be honest. I do remember a lot of the previews for this movie. So
Yeah, it was
it was all
around.
over the place. Yeah.
Mhm. It did well. The ad spend worked, guys. It made $203.7 million at the box office.
It's actually huge. It's almost like 10 times its budget.
Yeah, I mean, big deal. It made it came in at number 31 at the box office for the year. Slightly higher than slightly lower than Hustlers, which is a good movie, and slightly lower than a film we covered, Logan, Downton Abbey the movie.
Wow, the first one.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Great stuff. I mean, I guess we could talk about it. What happened in this one?
And this one,
All right, wait. I kind of remember. It opens on a flashback, right?
Yeah, they get married, right?
Yeah, we get to see like young Gomez and young Morticia, and they get like chased out of town by like an angry mob with pitchforks and shit
That's right. And we come upon our house,
in New
the
Jersey.
Addams house. They're in New Jersey, really? Is
Yeah, because they said
that canon?
I don't think it's canon in like everything, but it's canon in this. But because they say we're gonna move to New Jersey, a place no one would ever be caught dead in, which I appreciated.
Except
as
for
a New
Henry.
Yorker.
Isn't Henry? in
Yep,
New Jersey?
Henry's been there for years. What else we got here? So after that, they like move into the mansion. They have the kids, and they don't let the kids leave the mansion, and they get lurched too. They like run them over with their car, but then hire them, right?
That's
Or I
right.
think Thing is driving the car, which is interesting. Thing has a little eye in these movies, doesn't he?
Yeah, is that not a thing in the other ones?
No, he doesn't have a fucking eye. It's crazy.
All right, yeah, I guess I
Just
didn't
a
think of that.
hand. Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I'm sorry. Thing. Yeah.
Oh, Cousin It.
Yeah. He's like a
Cousin
hair
It's
monster.
in these movies. I'll tell you that much. Snoop Dogg plays him.
He does. Yeah, that was crazy. I actually didn't know until the second movie, I think.
Are you kidding me? Because in the first movie, he performs a song as Cousin It, and you know how. Yeah, and you know how Snoop Dogg likes to include his name in his raps a lot,
Yeah, they all do, I think.
like his classic song "What's My Name." Uh, Snoop Dogg, that's his name. So he does that in the rap. He says like, "My name is Snoop Dogg." I'm like, "What? No, you're not. You're Cousin It. You can't do that in this one."
Yeah, I noticed Snoop had he had songs in both movies. I didn't notice that it was actually doing Snoop Dogg.
It was rapping as Snoop Dogg and referencing himself being Snoop Dogg when he's supposed to just be Cousin It.
That's incredible. I love how you make him sound like my name is Snoop Dogg and I'm here to
And I'm here to say I like to rap in a doggy way.
He's a dog? Oh, Snoop Dogg. I thought you meant
Yeah.
Thing was a dog. What is
No.
Thing?
Thing's a hand.
I mean, I'll never get him right.
It is just like we don't know what's under there, but he's a guy covered in hair.
He's a guy covered in hair?
Yeah.
I thought he was like a fucking monster.
Well, I don't know. He might be, but we can't see under there. He's clearly humanoid in shape.
Did you know, by the way, I learned from the Real Weird Sisters that Stuart Little is like a little boy? not a mouse apparently in the books.
I didn't know that.
There's
That's
like
wild.
there's no comment of him actually being a mouse. Like it's
That's
not ever
insane.
confirmed. He's like a
But
little boy.
are the pictures in the book of mouses? Mice?
Is it a picture book? I don't know.
You know how some like kids books, even though they're novels, they have pictures in them, like Harry Potter does.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The Real Weird Sisters, if you want to hear a 7-part episode about Neville
Neville.
Longbottom, you can check that out.
You sure can if you're ever curious about
Yeah,
what kind
yeah.
of character that guy had.
No, I'm ripping on them, but I used to like that show. When they were covering the
book.
chapters of the books, that was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah. So shout out to them. We've had them on here.
Yeah, for Harry Potter, for National Treasure.
We had a series with Martha on the Patreon called what was it? Penguins with Tim
Penguins
and Martha.
with Tim and Martha.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
That was hilarious. I love those episodes. We should do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we covered like Mr. Popper's penguins.
And she did Hubie with us, I think. Or no, she was supposed to, and then she bailed, I think.
Yeah, she backed out on
Yeah,
Hubie,
sorry,
unfortunately.
sorry.
Maybe we'll have her this year.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I'd love it too. All right. So what do we got?
Allison Janney is like the queen of this town, and she doesn't like that the Addamses live there.
Yeah, it's sort of like Edward Scissorhands, where there's like a gated community that like rests right underneath a mountain that has a spooky mansion in it.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like exactly that setup. So Allison Janney is like starting a planned community called Assimilation, which is clever. The name.
It reminded me of that show, The Curse. They were like building their own society type of deal, right?
If only this was anywhere near the same neighborhood as The Curse. Yeah. But anyway, she's opening this town and she's got to get the Addamses out of there because it's like the only weird thing about the town. She wants the town to be like super duper normal.
That's right. And she has a daughter played by Elsie Fisher, whose name she's Parker.
I know. I didn't know that was Elsie Fisher until this morning.
Whoa. I knew after I saw the movie.
Yeah,
maybe I saw her name in the credits. I don't know.
I might have seen her name in the credits, but I certainly didn't care enough to see who she played.
Yeah, and I don't know her voice well enough at this point.
Yeah, really same, man. I've really only seen her in fucking 8th grade.
And the Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, yeah. Movie. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
We covered that.
Yep.
Yeah, check out that episode. Yeah, Elsie Fisher, right? Allison Janney. It's a good voice cast overall, actually.
And she was in Barry too, remember? I'm not looking at her IMDb. I'm literally just yeah, she was like an intern at like the acting place or something with
really?
The blonde, his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, I loved Sarah. Yeah. She was a great character.
She was.
Guys, Barry was a good show. You know, I hear
it kind of fell off, honestly.
I disagree. I hear people talking shit about that last season all the time, and you're wrong. That shit's good.
I definitely did not like it as much as the first 2 or 3, however many there were.
No, I'm down. I think all 4 of that seasons are good, and eventually that'll be a fun binge watch.
They're all good for sure. Yeah, and I want to see that girl in more stuff. I feel like I haven't since Barry, but I remember really liking her.
I know she's like the type Hollywood doesn't like, where she's like pretty but not beautiful, in shape but not like perfect body. Like she's like in her mid-30s. Like Hollywood hates people like this.
Yeah, it's really evil. By the way, the actor's name is Sarah. The character's name was Sally. So
right,
we're calling her by her actor name.
Sarah Gadon, right?
Goldberg. Gadon.
Oh, fuck.
Who's that?
I don't know. That's somebody else, I guess. Goldberg, so she's a Jew. That's she's another
Canadian
type Hollywood
too,
hates.
Apparently.
Canadian Jew. Come on, she's never gonna make it.
No shot.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be Seth Rogen to make it as a Canadian Jew.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, she's fantastic. So who's the Addams family in this one? You got Oscar Isaac.
Gomez is dad.
Yeah, I thought he's the high point.
You're really the best one?
Yeah, Oscar Isaac. I was impressed with him.
I was too, actually. I thought he was going to mail it in, but I actually liked them way better in the first one than the second one.
Yeah, I do think he kind of mailed it in the second one, but the first one he's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I'd say I liked Mom, Charlize Theron. I didn't think I would, but I actually liked her.
I was mixed on it. I just don't get why you cast Charlize Theron in an animated movie.
I think she's kind of measured. It's kind of like a measured performance. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I know, but you could get anybody to do a fucking measured performance in an animated movie. Like you cast Charlize Theron for her physicality.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. I wasn't that mad about it. I thought she was good.
I mean, if they made an animated version of Monster, it really wouldn't hit as hard as the version we saw.
um, yeah, you're right. You ever recommended me a movie? Should I watch Monster? I've never seen that.
Oh, I mean, that's not gonna be my recommendation because I'm sort of mixed on that movie, but it's good, and Christina Ricci's good in it.
Right, that's true. Christina Ricci.
Yeah, I was thinking about Ricci. Like, she shows up in the Wednesday pilot, and at first I was like, "Oh yeah, so she's got like both Addams Family connections and Tim Burton connections. That's why she's here." But then I was like, "Has she ever been in a Tim Burton movie?" And I really had to think about it, and I looked it up. And she was in one. She did Sleepy Hollow.
Why were you saying there's a connection then? If you didn't even think she'd been in a movie?
Because to me, Christina Ricci just feels like an actor Tim Burton would like to use.
Yeah,
like, but in all the roles she probably would have gotten, Winona Ryder got those roles.
Winona or Bonham Carter, maybe. I feel like she can kind of do that.
The Winona period and the Bonham Carter period are separated by this one movie, Sleepy Hollow.
And then he went on to Eva Green, who sort of does the similar
That's
thing.
right. Yeah,
Ricci could have been Miss Peregrine for sure.
Totally could have been Miss Peregrine. She would have been great, Miss Peregrine.
Yeah, she actually would have been.
Yeah.
Guys, if you haven't seen Miss Peregrine, watch it. It's kind of an entertaining movie.
Yeah, guys, there's some Tim Burton movies from like late in his career that people sleep on. That's one of them. And I gotta say, you know what's underrated?
Dumbo. You like Dumbo?
I do, but that's not the one I was gonna say.
What are you gonna say?
Dark Shadows.
Okay, never saw it.
Yeah, I never saw it either. It came out at a time where there was this like palpable sense of fatigue with Burton Depp collaborations. I was like, I can't watch another one of these fucking things. And but I waited years till I wasn't sick of them anymore, and that movie's fun as hell.
Maybe if you went back, the other ones would also be fun. You were just judging them too at the time.
I know, but they're just like, he did a lot of like real mainstream shit, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he in Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think so.
At least the first one.
Yeah, so those are pretty rough. But Dark Shadows. Hey.
All right, check it out, guys.
But let's get back to this first animated movie. It was nominated for one award. I'll say that.
Saturn is between Uranus and Neptune. Saturn, whoa! Sci-fi blessed films.
Saturn Awards nominated for Best Animated Film, but it lost to
Toy Story 4.
Close. No, it lost to Pixar's Onward.
Oh wow!
Which is that movie about the two brothers hanging out with their dad's dick.
You love that, yeah. It's, you know who it is? It's Star-Lord and Spider-Man, right? It's Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
I think that is right. Yeah, but that movie's good. But the entire time I watched it, you know, like the fun of it is they're hanging out with their dad's legs, like his pants. You know, so it's like they're hanging out with a pair of pants. That's fun. But all I can think about is that his dick's in there.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right there. That's what they're talking to. They're talking to their dad's penis.
Yeah, yeah. That era of Pixar is not my favorite. I felt like they were really, because my favorite thing about Pixar is they never cast people because of their name. They always cast people like Holly Hunter, Craig T. Nelson. Like they're going to do a great job at this. And at that era, they were like Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, and Luca had like the kid from It and Jacob Tremblay. I was like,
this was around the time D Plus was launching, and I think they were getting a lot of pressure from Disney.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure they're allowed to do what they want now, because Elemental, I felt like the casting in that was pretty spot on.
Okay.
I mean, the movie,
I don't know much about that,
but
yeah,
but it had that Pixar style of casting with like character actors and shit. Yeah, good stuff. All right.
You excited for Inside Out too? We can cover that. I think this year.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm a big Inside Out guy. And what they're doing with this one is the girl's a teenager now, so we're dealing with teenage emotions, and that is a good way to continue the series.
Oh, of course, they could do this forever. She could
Yeah.
be in her 20s, and then she could be in her 30s.
Right, but like, do kids want to see that? Like,
Who
this
cares?
is
Who
perfect.
cares?
All right, yeah, I guess you're right.
But I guess it does matter because it is animation. Like if they're gonna spend the time, they have to kind of make it for kids.
And they got to make money, man, and that's who goes to see these movies in theaters. Is like parents take their kids.
Yeah, why make it animated if it's not for kids?
Totally, man. Should I watch that movie Wish? It just showed up on D plus.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about Wish Upon, the Joey King movie.
Oh,
Wish.
I like that movie.
Yeah, that was great. Wish, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it, but sure.
I don't know. Yeah, it's the new Disney animated. I thought the trailers looked good, but then when it came out, there seemed to be like a lot of hatred towards it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought people.
Yeah. All right. So who else is in this cat? Who plays Pugsley? I don't even know.
Finn Wolfhard. Speaking of,
my God, he's a menace.
he is a menace from Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I
and
know.
Ghostbusters Frozen
what else
Empire.
Has he been in at this point? We have to cover
Stranger.
that
He's in Stranger Things, and then he was in the It
know.
movies. And I'm telling you that he was in Stranger Things, and then It, and then he was in Ghostbusters and this.
Didn't
and
he
I feel like
do?
That's it.
Oh, I guess what I was thinking of, he wasn't in.
What were you
Never
thinking
mind.
of?
I don't remember. All right. Anyway,
that guy named honestly is big stuff.
No, that
he's in Pinocchio. I didn't know that. The Guillermo Pinocchio.
Oh God, Guillermo. His choices of projects are like, what is Daniel uninterested in?
Yeah, what would annoy Daniel the most? By the way, he does another animated voice of Scott Pilgrim. I feel like this guy shouldn't be doing voices that much.
I agree. You know why? He's a very poor actor.
Yeah, I kind of agree too. What was his thing? People thought he was cute, like a cute kid, and that's why
he was a cute kid. Those Stranger Things kids were all cute, but not all of them are gonna grow up into actors you want to put in shit.
Right. I saw what's the girl's name? What's Eleven's name?
Millie Bobby.
She was like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to like watch movies? I hate watching movies. There's like an interview with her. They're like, what's your favorite movie? She was like, I don't really, I kind of hate movies. It's like, you're literally an actor. What are you talking about?
Well, she's not an artist. Like, all these kids grew up in the business. They're not necessarily going to become artists like Christina Ricci did.
But no. You watch an interview with McKenna Grace from Ghostbusters, and she's like, The Shining is my favorite movie.
I'm not saying this is across the board, right? All right, but like these kids all seem that way. Like the kid with the face, Millie Bobby, Finn, the black kid, Sadie Sink. Like
Sadie's good. I think I kind of like her. She's kind of good.
What's she good in? Oh yeah, she was all right in The Whale. You're right.
Yeah, she's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was sort of worried when I heard she was in that movie, and
the Taylor Swift video, right? She played Taylor Swift in her 10-minute long.
Oh yeah, what's that thing called?
All Too
Well.
All Too Well.
Yeah, something like that. You know what? That I do have to watch on D Plus. I've been meaning to check out that Eras tour, bro.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna watch that. Yeah, there's like probably 12 Taylor Swift songs I like, and there's probably more that I like that I haven't even heard.
But I feel like if you miss the Eras tour in the theater, then I don't think that's a necessity to go back and watch, is it?
I want to though.
Okay, I'm not gonna take it away from you. That just seems weird. You're like, I gotta watch the Eras tour from 8 months ago.
It's such a good idea for a tour, first of all, and
yeah,
T Swift is very lauded as a performer. Like, so you go like look at her shows, and there's always like huge celebs just like checking it out in the audience, and she's such a big deal. I gotta be more on the Swift train, I think, because I like her a little bit, but everyone's like obsessed with her, so like maybe I could get there.
I feel like you're one of the bigger fans, honestly. Like, not of everybody, but I feel like I don't think you should say you're not that big a fan.
I'm probably one of the biggest fans, a guy in his late 30s without kids. Yeah,
exactly. So
sure, fair enough, man. I listen to Blank Space on probably a monthly basis. I pop
And you
that
loved
song on.
that newer one that came out like within the last couple of years.
Look what you made me do.
No, you like that?
I like
Actually,
I
I
do.
didn't like
I
I
like
didn't like
that
that
one.
one. That's kind of
What
old at this point. But I was
what's
thinking
the
about
other one?
the one. Now I'm
Oh,
forgetting.
oh, I know what you mean.
You
Yeah,
brought
there
it up
was a
multiple times
great one
though.
last season.
Last
Last
season.
season, last record.
Yeah, I forget. Oh man, I don't know. I could look it up.
Cruel
But
Summer.
yeah,
Cruel
you.
Summer.
Yes. You're a big fan
That
of that one.
song is fucking dynamite.
Yeah. So you love like 25 songs.
Yeah, it could be. I could be at that point now.
Yeah, I'm a fan too. I
So,
don't want to just say
so
you're a fan.
I mean, there's like I think 40 songs in the Eras tour. So I'll see the 25 I like.
Is Dallas a
And
fan? She's got to be a fan.
no, I think I'm a bigger fan. Dallas likes a couple songs, but I definitely like her more.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I don't think Dallas could get on board with like "Look What You Made Me Do,"
What
"Ready
about I
for
knew
It."
you were trouble when you walked in? What about that one?
If she doesn't like that song, she's crazy.
It's breakup time if she like that one, baby.
That's got this dubstep vibe in it. I love that one.
That might be your best one, honestly, my opinion.
No, her best song is Blank Space, I think.
No, her best song, honestly,
Shake It Off.
He wears short skirts.
Dude,
I wear t-shirts. That's probably her best one.
he's the cheer captain and I'm on the
Is that Love Story?
bleachers.
It's a love story. Is that Love Story?
No,
that might
that's
be
a
her
different
best one, actually.
That's good too. Man, T Swift.
Yeah.
Let's start a T Swift podcast.
There's a reason she did the Eras tour. She has so many great eras. It's honestly, it's amazing.
We're gonna start a podcast about Taylor Swift. Two dudes talking Taylor Swift. It's gonna be called He Swift.
What's that a play on?
T Swift.
T Swift. Obviously, He Swift. Yeah. All right, we'll do it next week. We're
Okay.
debuting. Well, how do
Check
we
it
do
out,
it? We do
guys.
like one song an episode.
We'll do one record.
Well, okay. I like it. So maybe we'll be back in 2 weeks. We got to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, guys, stay tuned for He Swift on patreon.com/the franchise. All right. So what else happened in this movie? It's Chloe
man.
Moretz as Wednesday. We said she's all right. Who else is in this?
Well, I think we mentioned the family basically and Elsie Fisher. They make an It reference at one point. Did you notice? They're like, there's a balloon, and they're like, usually there's a murderous clown attached to these balloons. Did you catch that?
I remember that, but in the moment I forgot Finn Wolfhard was in those fucking movies.
Oh yeah. I guess you know. What do you know him from then? That's crazy.
I just know him from Stranger Things, dude.
Oh, okay, yeah. But
I've
it was
watched
Stranger
that.
Things. It was like the same.
I saw it.
Oh yeah.
I saw both of them.
Yeah, we hate the second one. That's putting us off of doing it.
Yeah, honestly, because like I'm okay with that first one, and the miniseries with Tim Curry would be fun to do, but yeah, it's that second one. It's brutal. It's like 2.5 hours long. It's terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I like this thing, the wine barrels. Did you catch that?
No, tell me.
They have these thing called wine barrels, and you think it's barrels full of wine, but they open it up and it's like, help, let us out. It's like people whining inside the barrels. I thought that was pretty
That's
clever.
one of those bad is good jokes. That's
right.
good
It worked
stuff.
on me.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'll tell you who my MVP is. I forgot about this. Nick Kroll is Uncle Fester.
Oh my God. Literally, Tim and I talked about this. He was like, you should make a list of all the Nepo babies that you can fight back with Daniel on, because he loves Nick Kroll. He's going to be his MVP. So you should come up with
is he a Nepo baby?
That's what Tim said. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Who's Nick Kroll's dad?
I don't know. Well, it could be his mom. Why do you think it has to be his dad? Could be his gramps.
Because the world is sexist. I don't know.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah. I'm looking him up right now. All right. I'm prepared to be
Jules Kroll, billionaire businessman.
Oh my God!
Corporate
He's a
investigations
billionaire
and risk consulting firm Kroll Inc.
That is a bummer, gang. Did not know that.
Oh, you didn't? So you didn't know that?
Yeah.
Shout out to you,
no
Tim.
idea. Good. Yeah. Thanks for ruining Nick Kroll for me, Tim.
Did you know Army Hammer is like related to Arm and Hammer?
Of course I do. Everyone knows that one.
Oh, okay. When I first heard that though, I was like, that's too stupid to be real. And then I was confirmed. I was like, what? My mind was blown.
Yeah, because when he came out with all that cannibal shit, that the first thing people said was, I knew there had to be something wrong with this dude. He's fucking rich piece of shit.
Yeah. I wonder if there's anything there with Arm and Hammer. Like you take a hammer to the arm and then you eat it or something.
It should be Arn and Hammer, Arn Anderson and Van Hammer from WCW 1991. Stay tuned for the Sunday Night Wars tomorrow.
What about
on
Greg the Hammer
Patreon.com.
Valentine?
Oh, good point. It could be Greg the Hammer
Arn and
Valentine.
Hammer.
Arn and Hammer. That's a great tag team. Why didn't they do that?
Well, Arm and Hammer might not have even been a thing back then. I don't know when that was
Arm and
founded.
Hammer has been around since like the 50s, dude.
Okay. Arn and the Hammer. That would have been so
Arn and
freaking
Hammer.
hilarious.
Yeah.
We should have been writing for WWF.
We should now.
We should. We talked about Eric Stein. By the way, Eric Stein, I believe, did write for WWF for a bit.
Wow.
I don't know what story. I should ask him what storylines he produced.
They've hired some interesting fellas. You know, Freddie Prinze Jr. wrote for WWF for a while.
That's my favorite thing about him.
Yeah.
Aside from marrying Sarah Michelle Gellar, I guess.
No, anyway. Freddie's like one of these like not really talented dudes that like he's a lot cooler in real life than he is in movies.
He is cool. I used to watch this movie trivia thing that I've talked about, and he used to compete in it. He was like he loved movie and especially Star Wars trivia. I think he was on like Star Wars Rebels or something. And
yeah,
he's
like
knew
a little
about it.
Nerd, man.
Yeah, he's a little nerd, man.
He's a little nerd who just because he's like handsome because his dad was famous and like rich and shit, he pulled a Geller.
Yeah.
I mean,
so many people are Nepo babies.
He should be like my hero.
He is mine, probably. Who is your hero? Do you have a hero?
Spider-Man.
Really? Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Seth Cohen, your hero? He is Spider-Man in one episode.
He's up. Oh, that's true. He is. But the Rainy Day Women. Man.
Yeah, I was trying to think Rainy Days or something.
I'll tell you. Well, it's a reference to a Bob Dylan song. He had one called Rainy Day Women. I'll tell you.
But they play Champagne Supernova, don't they? They don't play the Bob Dylan song in that.
Yeah, I know. Because this Bob Dylan song, the chorus is everybody must get stoned. So you can't play that.
Are you excited for the new Timothy Chalamet Bob Dylan movie? They're shooting it right now. With Elle Fanning.
I can't say I'm excited, but I can see how Timothy Chalamet would be a good young Bob Dylan.
I gotta be honest, I'm not liking any of the photos that are coming out. It looks like he's like putting on he's like trying a little. It's like a Leo type of thing. A little
yeah,
bit.
I think it's his version of Austin Butler as Elvis.
Oh yeah. Well, they said they're doing the cinematic thing. The universe.
He's a nepo baby, Chalamet, isn't he?
It's like barely. He is, but which is better than nothing. But it's not like over the top.
I think he's from a rich family though.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Lucas Hedges, his dad's a director. I used to get those two mixed up.
Timothy and Lucas.
Yeah.
Who's Lucas's dad? I've heard about that though.
Peter Hedges. He wrote and directed Dan in Real Life, which is the film with Steve Carell on pancakes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Lucas Hedges kind of fell off. He was like the new hot young actor, and then there's been like 20 new hot young actors after him.
I feel like he had like Oscar buzz for that movie,
Manchester by the Sea. Oh,
but then also Ben is Back.
Yeah.
And then that movie didn't really hit. I think his dad directed it, and I really haven't seen him in a while. What's he doing? Lucas Hedges, he should do TV.
Really? I think he's better.
Yeah. Hey.
Not to diss TV. I know TV is a big thing, especially now.
Yeah. Oh, here he was in Shirley, that film with nice.
Oh, it's actually talking about Shirley
with Regina King. That's about Shirley Chisholm. I kind of meant to watch that because it was written and directed by John Ridley, who wrote fucking 12 Years a Slave.
I never heard of John Ridley.
Oh, he's good, dude. He also created the show for ABC. It was an anthology show called American Crime. That is one of the more underrated prestige dramas of the last 12 years.
All right. Shout out to John.
Yeah, Ridley. He's a good writer. All right. Do you have anything else to say about this first episode?
We talked about Neville Longbottom earlier, and at one point, what's her name? Allison Janney signs up for a neighborhood peeps watch type thing as Shelley Longbottom. And so I looked up what Neville's mom's name was in Harry Potter to see if it was Shelley.
What was it?
It's Alice, and his dad was Frank. So no relation here to Shelley. But
is Longbottom from a Muggle family or a wizard family?
He, I believe, is from a wizard family, right?
Maybe I should be listening to those weird sisters.
Yeah, I don't know either, to be honest. But the thing about Neville is like he could have been Harry, right? That's like the thing about him, is he was almost like the chosen one.
Well, the thing with Neville is like he's in Gryffindor, but he seems like a coward. So the whole series, you're like, why the fuck is this dude in Gryffindor? And then like he's got a couple moments where he really proves
He
himself.
kills the
I think,
snake, right?
yeah, in Chamber of Secrets, that's like his first big thing. And then
Well, he kills the snake in the last movie, but in the one movie, he stands up to his friends and he earns 50
that's
points
what
for
I'm thinking
Gryffindor.
of. That's Chamber, right? Or is that the first one?
I think it might be the first one actually.
Yeah, I
but
think you might be
it's
right.
one of the early ones. Yeah,
Yeah. But anyway, Neville's a good character, right?
one of the best. Yeah, and he gets
Yeah.
hot. If you didn't know, that's his whole thing. He was ugly, and then he gets sexy at the end.
Well, I don't think does that happen in the books, or is that just because the actor?
Oh, that's because of
did
the
it?
actor. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, I
That's
thought
more
so.
the actor.
All right. What else?
I don't know. There's a part at the end that made me think about. They said a woman likes to sit on her toilet backwards, and it made me really visualize that. I thought that was something I never really thought about.
I've
but
tried it.
You thought why? Like you're drunk or something?
No,
Or like throwing up at the same
I
time?
think I've heard some people do that, and it's good for gut health. And so I
Oh.
tried it, but I was so uncomfortable. I like reading on the toilet. I don't
I
want to
feel
like
like that'd be
place
good for
my
reading.
no, but then you have to like set your book on the toilet tank. I don't want to do that.
But you can like set your arms up there. It's like you're like at a table.
It's too casual. I need to be focused on the shitting too.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're doing two things at once.
Yeah. All right, what do you give this?
2?
Yeah, I was gonna go 2.
Yeah, I don't want to say 1. It wasn't the worst thing ever. Especially,
No,
I mean,
it's
compared to the next one, it's better than that one.
honestly, it's absolutely watchable. It's just nothing at all special.
Nothing special. I want to say at one point, I thought Allison Janney, I want to bring up Professor Walsh from Buffy. There's a part where she has like, Allison Janney has cameras in everybody's house and she like watches them. I thought that was a lot like Walsh. Remember Walsh would like
A
watch
little
Buffy and
I'll
and
tell
Riley
you what.
have sex?
I created a TV show with Nathaniel a long time ago, and the end of the pilot it took place in a gated community, and the end of the pilot had them discovering cameras in this dude's house, and so I was like, they found our pilot script.
I love that. It's
I don't remember what that was called.
Is it like The Village or something?
No, it's kind of a comedy. It's like an office comedy, but there's this element of like X-Files ish mystery to it.
Would that be the show parallel you'd say X-Files, or is there something else you'd compare it to?
Yeah, I would say it's like sort of a comedy X-Files meets The Office.
Meets The Office. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
What the fuck was it called?
uh
Two-Headed
know.
Boy. It was named after a Neutral
Oh.
Milk Hotel song. That's what it was.
Oh, did you contact them? Like, if we can get this off the ground, can we get your song in the pilot or something?
No, I mean, we're never gonna get it off the ground. We kind of just wrote it for fun. But we planned out the whole first season. I think we named every episode after a Neutral Milk Hotel song.
I love that. There's like old challenge seasons. Every episode is like a song or something.
Yeah, Grey's does that. Every episode's a song. It's amazing. They're in season 20. They still haven't run out of songs.
They really kept it up every single time.
Yeah, every episode.
That's cool.
What I used to do when I was binging Grey's Anatomy, because I didn't start watching it till it was in its like 12th season, I would listen to the song every episode.
Like the entire song?
Yeah, I would check out like whatever the song the episode was named after.
Even if you already knew it, you'd re-listen to it?
Yeah.
I love that.
Like
I
the
love
pilot's called A Hard Day's Night. I know that fucking song, but I listened to it.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, I really got into Grey's Anatomy, guys.
Yeah. Oh, MVP, LVP.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Kroll. Sorry.
I'm gonna go Allison Janney for the MVP. LVP.
He's kind of doing an Oh Hello voice. You know his like Broadway play Oh Hello with
No, I don't know that.
John Mulaney. I saw it on Broadway, gang. And,
I actually did think he was good too. I enjoyed him also.
Yeah,
but I'll go Janney.
It's kind of the voice he gave to Fester. But Janney's good too. That's fine. Who's your LVP?
Finn Wolfhard.
Oh, great call. Yeah, I'll go with him too.
Addams Family too. We
All
replaced
right, yeah.
Finn Wolfhard. I guess we realized he was.
We
bad.
did?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't know who we got? Don't look it up.
No.
We got Ashtray from Euphoria.
Who the fuck is that?
Little boy who gets murdered in the bathtub in season 2. At the end of season 2, he's that guy's little brother.
Oh, he's with the guy who died in real life.
Right, I forget that guy's name.
Yeah. Wow, Ashtray. Who knew?
Yeah, not me until after the movie.
Yeah. Um, he only has like 5 credits on IMDb. This is one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, it's same directors, Vernon and Tiernan. All right. They brought Tiernan back, still lots of allegations, but no problem. We replace Matt Lieberman. We're like, what do we do if we don't hire one Jew? Let's hire 4 non-Jews.
Oh wow, that'll be good.
All right. Actually, I think one of them's a Jew. All right. No, sorry. Sorry, I keep talking about Jewishness.
What's your favorite thing?
It never was. Like it has become as an adult. I have like a lot of Jewish
Well, you're so
pride.
aware of it these days. It's hard not to, honestly.
Yeah. I get told, what pieces of shit we are every day. So like I'm very excited to talk about Wednesday with one of our favorite anti-Semites, Jenna Ortega.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. But the second one, the writing team is a fella named Dan Hernandez, whose other he is a writing partner named Benji Samit. And they have written, yeah, not bad actually. They've written 2 other movies, one of which we covered on this podcast, Logan. They wrote Detective Pikachu and TMNT Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah, mayhem. You think we'll ever do Pokemon?
There's so many.
Yeah. You're not into Pokemon, are you?
I am.
Really? You care about Pokemon?
I care about Pokemon, but Logan, in my brain, there's still only 150 Pokemon. Because I once they started adding Pokemon, that's when I dropped the show.
After the first time they added them? Because don't they like add them all the time? They're like, here's
but they didn't until after the 4th season.
Yeah. So you're an early adapter.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of those first 4 seasons. I've gone back and rewatched them as an adult, and they kind of hold up. And but after that, you can lose me. You can miss me.
All right. But Squirtle, you know all about Squirtle. He's in the original 150.
Yes, of course. I know about him. I know about War Tortoise, his evolved form.
Wow. Charizard, you know that guy?
Yeah, Charizard. That's
Charmander.
Of Charmander and Charmeleon.
Oh, Charmeleon. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I don't really know that.
Yeah, I know the early ones. All right. And I played the Game Boy games.
Pokemon Red and Blue and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
Red, Blue, and Yellow. I think those are the only ones I played.
Okay. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and I had Pokemon Snap for Nintendo 64.
Wow. That's like if the Pokemon hung out with the Addams family, it'd be Pokemon Snap.
Oh, good.
They do snaps.
That's funny. Neat, sweet, petite. But that game, you're just a photographer in Pokemon world, and you have to just walk around taking pictures of Pokemon. It's so relaxing.
Yeah, that's kind of like Pokemon Go. You walk around capturing Pokemon. You never played that, did you?
I tried it. My at the time girlfriend Katie got really into Pokemon Go, at like when that was a big thing, and so I like tried to do it with her, and I didn't get into it. And then it got annoying because then we'd like be like walking to brunch or something, and she'd be like, "Hey, we gotta stop. I gotta catch for a Zubat."
There's a hot spot over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I bet that'd be really fun though, honestly, if you were into that, like a real game where you feel like.
Oh no! I got it. Like if I had the ability to get into that, it would have been really fun. But it's just not my thing. All right, so those 2 dudes were involved. Then there's this fella, Ben Queen. Now he's interesting because his biggest credits are Cars 2 and 3, but he's also responsible for a brilliant but canceled TV show from 2007. Okay, It was called Drive. They only produced 6 episodes of it, and they only aired 2.
Wow.
It got canceled after 2 fucking episodes, but I still remember those 2 episodes. It was a great show. Nathan Fillion was the star, and Emma Stone, young Emma Stone.
That's
And
amazing.
let me tell you this though. You know who he co-created that show with Logan?
I have no idea.
A man by the name of Tim Minear.
Tim fucking Minear,
Tim Minear,
the
my
greatest
favorite
angel guy
angel
there ever
writer.
was.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, stay tuned this Thursday on Patreon for a new
Oh,
episode
I'm
of
so excited, honestly.
the Buffy's Angels,
Yeah, yeah,
where we're covering my favorite episode of Buffy, The Body,
yeah.
as,
I'm sure you
as
guys know it.
yeah, as well as Angel Epiphany, which is a very crucial episode as well. All right, let's talk
But
about
they never released the other 5 episodes of that show on DVD
four.
or on
Never,
DVD or whatever.
never. I bought a bootleg of it, so I've seen them.
Oh, you
But
have seen them though. Okay, good.
yeah. But they never ever released them like
That's
for real.
sad.
I know.
Drive, you said, right?
Drive, yeah, great show. It was about like a race across America. It was
I
sort of
see
like
it
Death
here.
Race almost. And then the other writer here is Susanna Fogel. She's the one I think is Jewish, and she wrote Book Smart, which I hated.
Well, you didn't hate it, did you?
Yeah.
You didn't like it, and you didn't like the hype that it had even more.
Yeah,
That made you.
I honestly I gave it a 3 on Letterboxd because of the hype. Like I felt I didn't want to take shit from people,
Right.
but it's I did think it was a 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I gave it a 4, but I probably think it's a 3 these days. But
There you go. So this movie came out October 1st, 2021, less than 2 years after the first one. I mean, if you're taking less than 2 years to make an animated movie, I don't know.
it's true. Yeah.
I think this Greg Tiernan might be back to overworking folks.
Well, it's also COVID when they can't really go be with people. May as well just like lock people in a room and work on animated stuff.
I
Maybe.
guess you're right, but I will say this movie it only made $120 million at the box office, which seems like a big drop off, but it's actually not because this was released right during the heart of the Delta variant.
Oh, Delta. Shout out.
Yeah, remember the Delta variant?
Yep.
That was probably my favorite variant of all the variants.
I would say so.
Yeah, that was top dog.
Top 5 for sure.
Yeah. So it only made $120 million, but since it was a COVID year, it came in higher on the box office rankings, number 22, between The Boss Baby 2, which I didn't even know was a thing. They made a sequel.
Oh,
to
really?
Boss
You didn't
Baby.
know that?
Yeah.
That's on my list of things for us to cover.
And
They made a show too.
Yeah, I know. That I remember. And The Suicide Squad.
Good
slightly
movie.
better than that. That's a really good sequel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cover that. That is one of the biggest jumps.
I agree.
Yeah, from like bad movie to good movie.
I think we talked about it when we ranked sequels. We were like, if you want to talk about biggest jumps from like first movie to second movie in terms of quality, the Suicide Squad is a great example.
I agree. I think Addams Family Values is too.
I don't think it's that much better than the first one. Like it is better for sure, but it's not near Suicide Squad, which is terrible, to the Suicide Squad, which
That's
is pretty
true.
great.
Suicide Squad, I think I gave a 1, and The Suicide Squad, I think I gave a 4. That's
Yeah.
a huge jump.
Yeah.
So anyway, this was nominated for a couple of awards. Saturn Awards. It also, by the way, has a $23 million budget, $1 million below the first one.
We didn't have to pay Finn. We paid this guy.
I think you're right. That might be
Ashtray.
the Finn budget.
I think so.
All right, we got Saturn Awards. They nominated again for Best Animated Movie, but it lost to Jenny Slate's Marcel the Shell with Shoes On.
Oh, I always wanted to see that.
Yeah, I was always curious about that too.
It's the Kids' Choice Awards. It's KCA to you, but it's the kids making the choice, yeah.
And the Kids' Choice Awards nominated Charlize Theron for Best Animated Voice in a Movie. But she lost to Scarlett Johansson for Sing 2.
Oh,
Why are we
okay.
nominating all these hot ladies for animated voice? It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. She's not even the best one in this movie. I think Chloe's definitely better than her here.
I agree. Charlize is the breakout? I don't think so.
No, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's that movie. What happens in this one? This one's like a road trip movie, and Wednesday
Wallace
thinks it might-
Shawn.
Yeah, you know what's funny? They introduced 2 new characters. One of them is Wallace Shawn. One of them is Bill Hader. And Bill Hader plays a character named Cyrus, and that was the name of Wallace Shawn's character on Gossip Girl.
That's amazing. I feel like Bill Hader could play like Wallace Shawn's nephew or something. That would be a
I
good
feel
movie.
like Bill Hader could play Wallace Shawn in an animated movie,
In an
in an
animated
animated
movie?
film about Wallace Shawn.
Wallace has a very specific voice. I gotta be honest, I hated him in this movie because when I think of Wallace Shawn, I think of Rex, obviously. So
Oh yeah,
when you watch this, you're like, no, you can't be the voice of this fucking lawyer guy. You're Rex. He's also in The Incredibles as like the lawyer guy, like Bob's boss, right? So
yeah, but I've seen him play like lawyer guys in enough like live action shit that it didn't strike me as weird.
yeah, it did me. I know him as the voice of Rex mainly.
I
So.
know, I know. God bless you, Logan. Uh, and Bill Hader plays a mad scientist who sees Wednesday at a science fair and convinces her that he's her biological father.
That's right. Was that true, by the way? I feel like for a minute I was like believing it.
Yeah, it seemed like it might be true because then there's also that story about how like Fester juggled the babies in like the
Yeah, I feel like they
NICU or
confirmed it at
whatever.
one point.
Yeah,
I was
so
confused.
like, so, but then it turned out she was an Addams.
Okay, so she is.
Yeah, because it turned out at the end that what Wednesday was doing at the science fair was she was like crossbreeding animals with humans, and that's why Fester spends this entire movie growing like squid parts.
Right. And then he turns into a giant one at the end.
Yeah. But we find out that that's also the experiment that Cyrus has been doing, and his experiments don't work as well as Wednesday's. So he convinced her that he was his daughter so that he could co-opt her work.
Right. He wants her to do it for him, basically.
That's right.
Yeah, but for like there was a stretch where I was
honestly,
like, wait,
there's a similar story going on in Melrose Place season 6 right now.
Seriously?
Yes.
In what way? How is it similar to this?
He co-opted another guy's invention and sold it.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody was trying to like get
it didn't have the daughter stuff, no.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But I guess we can get into it all, right?
Yeah, I mean, talk about what you want to talk about. I don't have any fucking notes.
All right,
I will say, I watched Addams Family 2 during the panic attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you did not. You decided not to go back like that other week.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I understand. I don't know. There's like a big fight at the end. Apparently, Lurch was like in jail with this other big monster guy.
Oh yeah, that's
they were
right.
Cellmates together.
He like knows Cyrus's butler from prison.
Apparently,
yeah.
Whatever.
It's all right. Lurch has done well in these movies, and I want to just point that out because Lurch is one of the worst fucking parts of that Wednesday show.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I remember him.
He
plays the piano, doesn't he, a lot?
They show him in one scene, all right, and he's like he's 5'11". Lurch needs to be like 7 feet tall. I'm sorry. He needs to have a big booming voice. The Lurch in the Wednesday show, it looks like Annie Butler.
Yeah, he's got to be a crazy looking monster.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here. Don't you understand what we're doing here?
No, they don't get it.
If it was Guillermo instead of Burton, it would have been Doug Jones.
He would have got that part right.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's one part where we run. It's an animated movie, but there's a billboard of Flo from Progressive. You remember that part?
Yeah, they get in everywhere, man. Every week on WWF SmackDown, WWE SmackDown. Excuse me, I don't want to get sued. They do a thing called the Progressive Match Flow, where they go through a match that happened on like the previous week's episode, and they just like commentate it, but it's sponsored by Progressive. So every week you have to hear like Corey Graves say like home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Yeah.
I always like Flo. I think she's one of the great commercial spokesmen.
I'll tell you what, I was never a big Flo guy, but then she went away for a period of years.
You missed her.
When she came back, I was like, it's good to see Flo again.
You took your hat off.
Yeah.
Saluted. You know who I also like is the AT&T. Is it AT&T girl? some cell phone.
You mean the "Can you hear me now" guy?
No, it's a woman.
I don't know.
Oh, you know, she's very attractive.
Is she?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come on,
Wow, man, Logan wants to fuck the AT&T girl.
let's not tell everybody, but her
Sounds
name's
like it.
Milana Vaintrub. It's her name in
Oh,
real life.
her. Yeah, she got them tiggle bitties.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great though. She's the
She
AT&T
also
girl.
has said online that she wants people to stop talking about her tiggle bitties. So
I didn't say anything. I just talked about how she
no,
attractive I thought she
I fucked it up.
was. Yeah, that was you.
All right. So anyway, there's you know who I like from commercials?
Who's that?
The Limu Emu and Doug.
Do you really?
Yeah, I think they're
Nobody likes
hilarious.
them.
I
And
think
Doug.
they make me laugh consistently. Okay, and I'll tell you what, there's a new Limu Emu commercial where they bring like Ghostbusters shit into it. It's like a cross promotion, and never did I expect to say this, but get your fucking Ghostbusters out of my Limu Emu commercials. All right, fuck Ghostbusters.
They're tainting your Limu Emu commercial.
I'm trying to sit here and laugh at Doug, and you're giving me these mini Stay Puffed motherfuckers. Get out of here.
That's hilarious. Were you a fan of the Sonic guys? You know, the
What do you
two
mean?
guys in the Sonic commercials who would always sit in their cars and talk about Sonic.
No, I don't think I found that funny. I really don't like many ads.
But Limu Emu tapped
Like
for
if I could go the rest of my life with, like, if I had to, like, if someone was like, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass with a 12-inch cock, but you'll never have to see another advertisement on TV for the rest of your life, I would do it.
that's 12 inches is a lot. You gotta
I
do the
know.
whole thing.
You have
Or
to.
it's just that has to be used by a 12-inch.
No, he's gonna do it to completion.
Yeah.
It's gonna last probably like 12 minutes.
Wow. And you have to
Yeah.
like fully commit. You have to like be involved the whole time.
Yeah.
You can't,
No. I have to push back on it, dude.
That's fucking hilarious.
So I'm telling you,
That's
like,
a good
that's
game.
how
It's like
much
high stakes
I hate
letterboxed
ads.
game, but for commercials. It's like you never have to watch this ever again. You have to watch
Yeah.
this every day, like 10 times a day.
But you know what? Even if I went through that, I think I'd look up Limu Emu commercials on YouTube.
Oh, even if you could only watch it like once a week, you would sneak them in.
No. Like I'm saying, you never have to watch another ad. Like when you're watching TV, there are no ads.
But you would miss him so much, you would seek
But
it out.
I would seek out Limu Emu to see what they're up to.
That's amazing. I don't think I've ever heard anybody who loves it. I feel like I think speaking of Martha, I know we've talked about her a lot this episode. I think she's not a fan. She is always on Twitter like another Limu Emu commercial.
I think I've seen that, and it's made me mad.
I always find them enjoyable. I didn't know you.
Maybe go watch a Neville Longbottom commercial. Fuck off. All right. Let's
squad goals. At one point, Chloe Grace Moretz says squad goals, and I thought that was really funny because she said it in her voice.
I wrote down in the Wednesday pilot, they make references to Wiki, Insta, Snapchat, and TikTok, all in the space of 1 minute.
Yeah, we do. And I wrote down in the upcoming, we talk about Ted Bundy's Pinterest. I literally wrote that down because I thought that seemed intriguing.
Oh my God. And
I wanted to watch that episode.
And we also later in the episode bring up emojis and vlogs.
Vlogs. Love them vlogs.
The Wednesday pilot really has the air of like two dudes in their mid-50s trying to write dialogue.
That's kind of true.
Girls.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I definitely didn't hate it as much as you. I feel like you're like, kind of out to get the Wednesday pilot, but
I'm out to get the Wednesday pilot, guys.
No, I liked it. But I want to bring something up. Wednesday in this movie says she was born on a Tuesday, and then in the Wednesday pilot, she says she was born on Friday the 13th. So what's going on there, guys?
Yeah, you gotta decide some canon for that.
Yeah, I think so. Settle on something.
Yeah.
I don't really have a preference. I think both are pretty good lines, but anyway.
It's fine. Like, it's whatever.
At one point, Wednesday dumps blood on a bunch of people, right? And I thought it was like Carrie, obviously, which is crazy because Chloe Grace Moretz played Carrie.
Oh, wow.
Carrie,
what
remake.
A great note, Logan. That's
Thank
good
you.
stuff. Yeah. I watched that movie. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, whatever. It's got Julianne Moore, I think, right? That can't be
Yeah,
that bad.
it was not the problem of the actors
Yeah,
at
it's like
all.
CGI is really the problem in that movie. It looks like shit.
Yeah, and just like it doesn't go as hard as
Terribly directed.
Mama.
Who
Yeah.
directed that movie?
I'll
Probably
look it
somebody who
up.
never did it. I want to
Jordan
bring something up.
Cares.
Gomez falls asleep reading The Shining. Did you catch that? He's asleep, and we see
I
a
did
book on
notice
him. It's The
that.
Shining.
I did notice that. Yeah. Um. So the Carrie remake was directed by Kimberly Pierce, who directed Boys Don't Cry and Stop Loss. Have you ever seen Stop Loss?
No, but I've actually heard of it. So.
That movie's all right.
All right, so she's good.
Yeah, she's not a bad director, but I don't think that
That wasn't really for her.
that wasn't for her. That wasn't the right project. I think she got it because she's friends with De Palma in real life, so he might have like endorsed her.
That's cool. But it turned out to be like when Spielberg endorsed Colin Trevorrow a little bit. Like remember, didn't he do that? He was like, Colin would be
right.
good at Jurassic.
You're so fucking right.
And then it was a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
Another Shining reference here. There's like a thing with a bunch of signs of like go on. It says Elm Street, Haddonfield,
Yeah.
Amityville,
Yeah.
Crystal Lake, the Overlook Hotel, and something called the Lighthouse. I don't know what that is.
Maybe it's the lighthouse from that fucking movie.
But I think I'm pretty sure it was like the Lighthouse,
Oh.
which I thought was a really specific
The
thing.
lighthouse. I'm
Yeah.
gonna Google that, see if anything.
But I
comes
thought
up.
replace that with Bates Motel. I thought would have been good, or Woodsboro from Scream. I thought either of those would have been a good replacement for the Lighthouse. I don't know what that even is.
Wikipedia sucks. I just Googled the lighthouse as 2 words, and all that's coming up is that fucking Willem Dafoe movie.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just like the font was weird. I thought there was a
Oh
space.
no! Here it is. Here it is. There is an Edgar Allan Poe short story. It's the final short story he ever wrote. It's The
Whoa.
Lighthouse with a little hyphen between light and house. Is that
Oh,
what
that must have been it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's got to be it.
because it didn't look like it was just Lighthouse. It looked weird.
Yeah,
That must be it. Yeah.
that's got to be it. All right.
Did you like the line? I've been social distancing since birth. Or in
No,
COVID times.
I did not like that.
That's a great Wednesday line.
It's going to be such a bummer going back and watching all the COVID seasons. Like when you're binging shows, like you get to like season 19 of Grey's Anatomy. All of a sudden, fucking Meredith is dying of COVID. Fuck off.
Well, I think about that a lot with any movie that came out when Trump was president, like any reference to like, well, I can't wait to make America great
That
again.
doesn't bother me, oddly, because it was such a part of American culture at that point that I feel like you almost have to comment on it. But COVID was something we always knew was going to be temporary, and it's not something like I'm okay like going back and watching like rewatching shit that's like specific, like Inside or something, which like
or that Glass
COVID
Onion
as its like starting point, or Glass Onion, yeah. But there's gonna be any one of those TV shows.
Sick. That's probably
like,
the best one.
Sick is good. When you go back though and watch like whatever season of the
Curb.
Rookie or
That Curb season.
yeah, like it's gonna suck.
Yeah. What was that Curb where like somebody was hoarding the paper towels in the back?
Albert Brooks. Albert Brooks. Yeah.
Yeah, like go back and watch that.
It's like Albert Brooks on Curb. That sounds like a dream, but he's in a fucking COVID episode.
That's the only episode he was in? I thought he was in a lot of them.
No.
Am I wrong? Maybe I'm thinking about Rob Reiner, I think.
Rob Reiner's in a lot of Curb, but Albert Brooks is like a pretty reclusive guy. He doesn't come out for much.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Elvira. Shout out to WrestleMania 2. I wanted to do that. they talk about Elvira. They call Morticia Elvira is what it is, right? They're like, all right, Elvira.
Elvira's embarrassing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know much about her, honestly.
She was like, when I was a kid, I thought she was like funny and hot, but like as an adult, you know what happened was I watched this I was looking for this movie. I don't remember what movie it was, but the only version I could find was a version where like every 15 minutes Elvira would pop her head into the frame and make a joke about the movie.
That's so weird.
I think it was Doll Man. Have you ever seen Doll Man?
No, of course not.
Yeah. So I always wanted to see that, and the version I found had Elvira doing that, and every single joke she made was either a sex pun or a racial joke. And
Did she do this for a lot of movies, or this was like a one-time thing that you
it
randomly had?
might have been a thing she used to do, like
She did
for
like
on like
commentary
yeah,
highlights.
like late night TV. It's more like a pop up video kind of thing. But like
That's fun, actually.
yeah, but Doll Man, like the movie, was much better than the shit she was doing. So she's trying to like rag on this movie that's doing way more interesting shit than she's ever done.
Wait, have you ever seen Dolly Dearest? That's a good one.
I have seen that. Yeah, that's a fun movie.
Yeah, yeah, that used to scare me a whole lot.
Yeah, bro. All right.
Wednesday time.
Wednesday.
Oh, MVP, LVP. I give
right.
it this one a 1, I guess.
Do you? Wow.
I don't know really what there is to hang on to.
I guess I'll. Did I?
Because
ever
Wallace
even
Shawn, that whole part.
I don't
that
think
could've
I ever
worked.
logged these on Letterboxd. Like, because I went to like the hospital right afterwards.
And you've been logging stuff since, so it's gonna be all out
yeah,
of order now.
it's all fucked up.
I hate when that
yeah.
happens. I did that once too. I forgot
Shit.
what movie.
You know what you could do though? You could go back and put the correct date.
No.
Yeah,
Are
you
you
could do
serious?
that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think I know you're on the little.
So I think I watched these on like the 6th, April 6th. I'll have
Okay.
to put that in. All right. Anyway, yeah, I might go a 1 on this one.
It's not even close to the first one, I think, and the first one was a 2.
Also, it's like the premise of it is Addams Family on a road trip across America, and Wednesday with like a custody battle. Like they're ideas that could form a good movie. It just doesn't.
And I think my problem is all that stuff involves Wallace Shawn, and any of that stuff, I was just like, get him out of my movie.
Poor Wallace Shawn.
I know, I love him. It's just he's another iconic character to me.
Blair Waldorf's stepfather.
Oh, really?
That's right.
He's young Sheldon's teacher.
That's
like
right. He's young Sheldon starts taking college classes, even though he's very young, because he's like a genius.
Right.
And Wallace Shawn plays his college professor.
And he dates his grandma.
Exactly. And then he gets into a relationship with his grandma, played by Annie Potts from Ghostbusters.
That's exact. Sometimes I would turn that on before Survivor. It would be on like before Survivor or Big Brother. I would catch the end of Young Sheldon episode.
No,
I would
dude.
see that.
I watched the first 2.5 seasons of Young Sheldon.
Yeah, that's amazing.
How about that?
Did they end recently, or they're going to soon?
No, they just ended. Yeah,
okay.
This most recent season was the last one.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Why'd you watch it? You're not a Big Bang Theory guy.
I watched every episode of The Big Bang Theory.
I think you.
I'm not a fan of it, but I was able to keep going all the way to the end, and it would make me laugh maybe like once an episode, and but I got through it. So when they announced Young Sheldon, I was like, I gotta just keep forge ahead, right?
Forge backwards, more like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, prequel. But it was really, it felt like a chore.
Yeah.
So I got out of there. But now they're doing a spinoff of Young Sheldon.
Yeah, what's that called?
I don't know, but it's the brother. His older brother ended up with I think Emily Osment.
Okay.
On that
Hannah
show.
Montana.
Yeah. So they're spinning him off.
I love it. I had no idea. And that's
you love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool that there's a spinoff of a show that now has another spinoff of that show.
That's true, man. It'd be like if Buffy, if Angel spun off into like
Gunn.
Oh, that would be the one.
Or Wesley. Gunn or Wesley.
Gunn or Wesley, sure, yeah.
I was trying to think of The Walking Dead. What was the spinoff of The Walking Dead?
It doesn't have a title yet. It's called the Georgie and Mandy spinoff on IMDb.
The Georgie and Mandy spinoff.
Yeah. Right. What were you saying?
The Walking Dead. What was that spinoff called?
Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, if they had another spinoff of Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, I don't think they've done that, but they've done other spinoffs of original Walking Dead.
The Michonne and Rick.
There's a Michonne and Rick series. Yeah.
And we're gonna get Daryl. And
I know.
Else.
Yeah. Well, we already got the ultimate Daryl spinoff.
Ride.
Norman Reedus.
Our favorite thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Wednesday. We gotta talk about Wednesday. Did we do MVP, LVP?
Do you know that Norman Reedus is married to like a really cool actress?
No, who?
Diane Kruger from Inglorious Bastards.
Whoa, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Do you know who
Isn't that
Shia
wild?
LaBeouf's married to?
No, I don't think I do.
Mia Goth.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I learned that and I kind of lost a little respect
That
for Mia.
hurts.
Yeah, that was weird learning that.
Did you know that Diane Kruger dumped Joshua Jackson to be with Norman Reedus?
Wow, Josh seems like such a nice guy, and
I
Norman seems
know.
like a
I
kind of
would
mean
I would
guy.
much rather fuck Joshua Jackson than Norman Reedus, I gotta say.
Maybe it was something we don't know though.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's a dick in real life, but I don't think so. Like I feel like he's always gotten good work and shit.
He has like a
He's
nice look in his eyes, I feel like.
he remarried after her to black lady, Jodie Turner Smith.
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Yeah, she's a good actor. They're separated now though. So maybe Joshua
man.
Jackson might not be.
Yeah. Who knows? That's not good.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway,
Chloe Grace Moretz is my MVP.
okay. I'll go with Hader.
Yeah, that's a good choice. He would have been top few for me. LVP. I think I'm gonna go Wallace Shawn. I think I just couldn't get into any of that section.
That's
It's not his
wild.
fault.
That's wild.
Maybe Oscar Isaac. He's so lazy in this one.
He's still, I feel, better than some other folks in this movie.
Ashtray Pugsley.
No, Ashtray is an upgrade, I think, on
True.
Finn.
Yeah.
Here, I'm looking at the cast. Michael Bette Midler is Grandma.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I kind of like Bet.
Bet.
She's in a great Seinfeld episode, Bette Midler. That's always what I think.
That's the Fusilli Jerry, right?
I don't think so. I think
Wait,
it's
what
like
is it?
it's like called like the
Jimmy.
I thought it was called like the understudy or something.
I don't. Oh yeah. I'm thinking of a different thing. What if I go with Snoop Dogg?
I won't.
He couldn't
Like-
even write a rap in character his cousin it.
Yeah. I have
Listen,
no problem
Snoop Dogg was one of the MVPs of WrestleMania 40, but he's an
Yeah.
LVP here in Addams Family too.
I love that part where he's like, "This is a family reunion table." Do you remember that? He's like, "This is the picnic table. They got the family reunion table."
They're busting out Grandma's picnic basket.
He's fucking hilarious.
He is hilarious, dude. Anyway, let's talk about Wednesday, I guess.